12 months of training for a fun run, I've got 7 comparisons for you today between running a successful fun run and running a successful business. 7 of them. You need to train. You need to practice is number 1. Number 2 is you need a specific coach with specific tools in order to perform your best. Number 3, you need to set realistic goals. Number 4, you cannot cram. You cannot cram. Number 5, don't watch your competitors. Don't watch your competitors. Number 6, do your best. And number 7, enjoy the experience. Welcome everybody to JTInTheRaw show 113. 113. Welcome to show 113. Good morning, Belinda. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Lisa. Morning, Woz. Good morning, Mel McDonald over there in Hunters Hill. Good morning, Scotty Rob. Welcome home. Hope you had a great trip away. Today's show is about giving you 7 practical tips that I've experienced while training for a fun run. I'm not sure why they ever call it a fun run, where you put the fun in front of run, but I got 7 tips for you today, and I want you to join in the fun, and as I give them to you, hit me with a love heart. These honestly are some tips that are relevant for you, whether you are running a business, whether you are running a team, a department, or even whether you're coaching a sporting team. These are relevant for everybody. So they're going to be 7. I'm going to give them to you very shortly, so stay tuned. For those that are just tuning in for the first time, this is JT in the Raw, just back from a run myself, and it's raw. It's authentic, it's unedited, so stay tuned as I just share some experiences and thoughts with you. Geniuses take notes, by the way, so you might want to take some notes as we go through. Good morning, Ian Backhouse. How are you, mate? I went to uni with Ian. He was played footy with him as well. Great to have you on board. I can't believe you've retired, Backo. Can't believe that at all. All right, what have I got today for you? Got a couple of shout-outs, and some big shout-outs today go to some people who have been doing some unbelievable professional development. Unbelievable professional development. Morning, Tommy Hart over there in the land of the long white lost cloud. Good luck to the All Blacks this weekend, mate, against the Box. Okay. Over the last week, in fact, last weekend, I suffered severe FOMO, and that was because the Anytime Fitness International Conference was on. So a shout out to all the people across the Anytime Fitness community that caught up and had their annual conference, or it's now going to be biannual. So shout out to them. A shout out to the World Gym Fitness people who had their annual franchise conference as well. One was in Kentucky and one was in Las Vegas. Big shout out today to all the people at YMCA in Victoria who are having their annual conference. And yesterday I was able to do some work with a team in Sydney here called Tribe Social, and I did some work with their professional development. There are companies doing some awesome professional development to make their teams stronger, make their teams better, and improve their performance. So I just want to give a shout out to all of those companies out there that are doing something to invest in their people. Invest in their people. As I said to the company that I was working with yesterday, good morning, Eugene. I said to the people yesterday, it's not the bells and the whistles of the equipment, it's the people that ring the bells and blow the whistles that make the difference. So a bit of professional development for them certainly helps. So kudos to anyone that's doing professional development for their staff. Quick shout out also to Lexi Griffiths and Doug Griffiths. Doug became a brand new client of ours this week. I'm doing some business coaching with, so welcome on board to you, my friend, Doug Griffiths. Great to have you on board. All right. So, Bryony, good morning to you. Here we go. Okay. Interestingly enough, this weekend, I am going to be running my 3rd marathon. I know, don't give me the sad face on that one. Please don't give me the sad face. I'm running my 3rd marathon on Sunday. And while I've been training for that and kind of running the streets of Beecroft or wherever I am, but I kind of think about, I go into this I guess I'm almost meditating while I'm running, and I'm thinking about business, and I'm thinking about running, business, running, business, running. And I've come up with 7 lessons that I've picked up whilst running that I believe are relevant in order to run your business, whatever size business that may be. Morning, Lockie Rosengreen. Good to see you early this morning, mate. No clients at this point in time for you this morning. Okay. So here is my first suggestion or first comparison that I've made, and it's this. If you want to run a fun run and you've never done one before, you need to train. If you want to run a fun run that's further than you've ever done before, you need to train, you need to practice. And that's exactly the same as in business. I can't just go out this Sunday with no training under the belt and run a 5K run if I've never run before. I can't do 10, 21, or even a full marathon if I've done no training. You cannot go into business and just run a business with no training. You can't start marketing without any training in marketing. You can't start human resource management without any training in human resource management. In order for you to be successful in business, you need to be trained in components of that business, or you need to outsource it. You need either or. And it's really important, because otherwise you're going to fail. If I go out and run this Sunday and I've done 0 training, there is no way that I can continue to run the whole distance without stopping, because I'm not trained. I don't have that level of fitness up there. And it's the same in business. We need training. We need practice in order to improve our performance. Thanks, Robbo. Yep, I'm going to need all the luck. I'll tell you about that shortly. Good morning. Oh, good evening, Alan Leach over there in Ireland. Okay. So then following on from this need to train and need to practice is my point number 2, which is you need a coach. You need a coach when it comes to running. Because what I see training for this run is that there are 2 types of coaching that you can get. One coach is where I can download a training program, a training package that most fun runs will give me. It's very generic, but if I follow it, it will certainly help me complete the run. The alternative is that I can get a coach who will personalize my coaching. So what's the difference? The personalization is the difference. The personalization is the difference. Morning, Maddie Fletcher, how are you? So when I download this report, when I download a standard cookie cutter approach to running a fun run, it doesn't take into account all my strengths and weaknesses. It also doesn't take into account what I'm doing. It doesn't look at what I'm doing and therefore adjust what my training needs to be. It's just simply a cookie cutter approach. When I get a personalized coach, that personalized coach gives me feedback on the runs that I've done. It gives me feedback on my heart rate, gives me feedback on my splits, my times. He looks at the topography that I've run and then compares that and then says, right, well, this week we need to do this, this, and this. That's what a personalized coach does. And in business, we need the same thing. You can download ebooks, you can watch webinars, you can do all the online training you want, and yes, that's going to help you, but a personalized coach is far more beneficial to the business. You can go off and get a coach who can help you in Facebook marketing. You can get a coach that's going to help you in your leadership. You can get a coach that's going to help you in running that business more smoothly around systems. You can have a coach for 6 months. You can have a coach for 6 weeks just to achieve a specific goal, as I have done with my training for Sunday. So it's really important for me that you have a very specific coach to help you with a specific outcome in the business, because that coach will also help you with some specific tools that you need to achieve your goal, some very specific tools. So for me, my specific tools, my shaker, my specific tools my MyZone belt to tell me how my heart rate's going, my supplement, my running stuff while I'm running, and of course, can I get it up there? Yep. My Mizuno shoes to help me run. There's some specific product placement there so that if you can tag Mizuno or MyZone or... no, but you need specific tools in order for you to perform. So you need your specific coach can help you with those specific tools in order. You just can't do business, you can't lead a team, you can't coach a team without specific coaching these days. Generic ain't going to work. Cookie cutter approach ain't going to work. There are too many variables and you need specific coaching. By the way, that's what I do. So if you're interested, put coach in the comments below and we can talk later. Okay, number 3 is you need to set realistic goals for your business. You need to set realistic goals for your fun run. I would love to run the marathon at 3 hours. How good would that be? I'd love to run it in 3:30. How good would that be? But I am 5'6" and 80 kilos. There's no way I'm going to do that. So it's completely unrealistic for me to think about that. So what I have to do is I have to set a realistic goal. And a realistic goal for me is to really get honest with myself. Now, the cool thing about running a run, hey, Scotty Gresham, good morning and congratulations to your son on his amazing diving performances this week. They are phenomenal. I hope we see him at the Com Games and the Olympic Games. Congratulations, mate. So proud of you and your son. Okay, so in order to run and understand those realistic goals, they are all governed by numbers. And it's important in business that we understand what the numbers are to help us gauge our performance. So yesterday when I registered for my run, I was able to put in the time that I wanted to do, and here are the splits throughout my run. So I can stick this around my wrist and look at it while I'm running. So that gives me feedback. When you're driving your car, you've got the speedometer, you've got all the digital stuff in front of you. It gives you the numbers to tell you how you're going in relation to your driving. So we need to set a realistic goal, and then we need to monitor that goal by looking at the numbers. So in business, in my fun run, I'm going to be looking at this every 5 kilometres. Every 5 kilometres, this is going to tell me how I'm going. In business, you want to be looking at your numbers every day, at least every week, not every month. It's too late. The month is gone. You need to be looking at your numbers more regularly. But numbers will tell you if you are on track to hit your goal. Numbers are going to tell me if I'm on track to hit my running time. I've got the data on my watch. I've got it. I can tell. And we need the data in our business. We need that scoreboard. What is realistic? Hate this word. I love that, Maddie. Okay, number 4. Tip number 4 is you cannot cram. You cannot cram. Cramming just fucks you up. Cramming just burns you out. So I went for a run this morning and I'm running along and I'm thinking, well, I could just power my run right now and maybe because I felt really good, so I could just power on and maybe do 10, maybe do 12 Ks. But that's cramming and that's going to tire my legs out. And what I see in business a lot is that we try to cram at the end of the week. We try to cram at the end of the month. When we're working on a sales budget and we try to cram right in at the end of the month to hit sales target, we burn out our team. We fatigue them. And if I went and tried to cram all my training into my last run today before Sunday, then all I'm going to do is fatigue myself, and Sunday I'm not going to perform. So if I try to cram everything in, if I'm thinking about sales and I try to cram all my sales into the last 3 or 4 days of the month, what happens for the first 3 or 4 days of the following month? My team are burnt out. They're spent. They've got nothing left. And that's not how we work. So when we know where our goal is, what that number is that we want to achieve, what we need to do is just keep our performance consistent. Keep our performance consistent. Forget about cramming. Cramming is not going to help us. All right, number 5. Good morning, Brakita. Morning, Jared. Jared, congratulations on your grand final last week. Morning, Chantel. Where are you, Chantel, at the moment? Are you in another Uber down in Melbourne? All right, number 5. Don't watch your competitors. Now, this is really easy to do, particularly in a fun run, is that you watch and you're looking at everybody else and you're trying to keep up with the person in front of you. You focus on them. You don't focus on yourself, how you feel. You see, when you start your race, you have a plan. You have a plan both in the time that you want to run. You have a plan in relation to where you want to be, when you're going to take your supplements, whatever it may be. You have a plan. And if you focus on your competitors and the people around you, you will forget your plan. The last marathon that I ran, my trainer said to me, my coach said to me, he said, stick with your numbers. Your number is supposed to be running a 550 to 555 kilometre. I said that was too slow. I said it was too slow. So what did I do? I ran faster. I ran a 530 pace. Problem was I burnt out. I burnt out because I was running with my competitors. So you have a plan in business. Stick with your plan. Don't worry about all the peripherals that are going around the outside. Focus on what you need to achieve. Focus on your plan, and you will get to the finish line faster than anything else. Because if you focus on everybody else, you will not focus on what you're trying to do. What I want you to think about in business is this: control what you can control. You cannot control your competitors. You cannot control their marketing. You cannot control what they're doing, but you can control everything you're doing. So run your own race and focus on your own business. Number 6, do your best. Good morning, JP, over there in the United States. How are you, JP? Hope you're doing well. Number 6, do your best. Do your best. Now, my trainer, my coach says to me, he goes, just go out there and do your best. And if at the end of the day, it's not the time that you want, but you've done your best, then I'm okay with that. He says you've got to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you ran that run as good as you possibly can. In business, whether you're running a business, whether you're leading a department or you're running a team, the same thing. You've got to be able to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I've done my best. I've done my best. And if my best was not good enough on the day, so be it on that day. But if you've done your best, then you've got enormous integrity, and that is what we're after. That is what we're after. Integrity in performance. Number 6, do your best. Number 7, enjoy the experience. You need to enjoy the experience of what you're doing. We don't do a fun run, we do it because it's fun. We go into business because it's fun. Enjoy the experience. And I want to tell you about a friend of mine that did her very first 5K fun run last weekend. She's not a runner. She's not even a fan of running, so she tells me. But she completed her very first 5K run. And for me to hear in her voice or read between the lines in her text messages the sheer exuberation of completing that fun run was amazing. You see, often we forget how cool it is when someone does something like that, because we do it all the time. For her, this was her first one. This weekend in Sydney, there are going to be people that run their first 5K or their first 10K or half or full marathon. And you need to sit back and enjoy the experience. Yeah, there's some pain in there. Yeah, it's all of that. But generally, the overview is you enjoy the experience. And you look back when you finish, when you cross that line, and you look back at what you have achieved. And that is where the self-satisfaction comes. So when we're running a business, enjoy the experience of running the business. Enjoy the experience of leading a team. Enjoy the experience of coaching. There's so much cool stuff about it. Sit back and enjoy it. Look at the view. And the more I run, the more I get out there in the streets and do stuff, I just enjoy getting out there. I just enjoy watching and looking at the scenery. And we need to enjoy the experience of running a business. Good morning, Sean Seitz. Good to see you here because that means you survived Kentucky. Phew, what a relief. Great photos, mate, that you've been sharing too after your conference. So they're my 7 lessons, and I want to know from you which one of these 7, whether you're watching live or on replay, I want to know which one of these resonated for you around business. Which one of these 7? So in the comments below, I want you to put 1 through to 7 for me. Number 1, that you need to train, you need to practice in order to be successful in business. Number 2 is that you need a specific coach. Worst case, you need a generic coach. But number 2 is you need a specific coach with specific tools to help you achieve your goals in business. 1 or 2. Number 3, that you need to set more realistic goals. Some of the goals you're setting are too lofty. So set realistic goals. Number 4, don't cram. Don't try to cram right at the end to improve your performance. Number 5, don't watch your competitors. Run your own race. Number 6, do your best. Have the integrity to be able to look in the mirror afterwards, at the end of a day, the end of a week, end of a month, end of a quarter, end of a year, that you've done your best. And number 7, enjoy the experience. Soak up the experience of running that business. Which one of these resonated for you? 1 through 7. Susan McGregor says 5 and 6, which is don't watch your competitors and do your best. Have the integrity. Scotty G says enjoy the experience. Yeah, I agree. We get so caught up in the hustle and the bustle and the chaos of business that we actually forget to sit back and enjoy what we do. So those 7, give it to me in the comments. Which one resonates for you? Which one of those 7? Frosty, good morning. Good luck to your girls tomorrow in their grand final in netball. Scotty Robertson says number 3, setting realistic goals. Yeah, sometimes, Scotty, a 3 hour 30 run is not me. And number 7, enjoy the experience. Frosty, enjoy the experience. Maddie Fletcher, enjoy the experience. Brett McPherson, enjoy the experience. 7 is by far the most popular. Awesome. Ladies and gents, you've been tuned into JTInTheRaw, show 113. And you know what? I sat back today and I watched show number 1. And my very first JTInTheRaw was the day before I ran my very first, or 2 days before I ran my very first marathon. I had no idea what I was in for. And I sat back and I kind of went through a few of the old shows. And you know what? I'm enjoying the experience of JTInTheRaw, and I hope you guys are too. Give me a love heart if you enjoy 8 o'clock every Friday listening to me do the thin or just talk some shit online. If you're enjoying that, because I look back and I just went, you know what? I really enjoy this experience. This is work for me, but I love it. So for me, number 7 has been amazing. And this Sunday, well, it's marathon number 3. I'm not sure I can enjoy the experience by about 35 through to 42 Ks, but up until 35, I am certainly going to enjoy the experience. Guys, that's about it for me. Before I finish, I got a big shout out, one last shout out. You just heard me shout out to Frosty, who's on the line now, to his girls who have come home with a wet sail in there for their netball grand final tomorrow. A big shout out to my girls as well. We had last week off. We catapulted straight into the grand final. So the mighty under-10s Beecroft team, we are playing in our grand final tomorrow. So we are looking forward to the grand final on Sunday. On Saturday, and then, the marathon on Sunday. Thanks, Scotty G. I'm going to need all the luck that I can get. Guys, you've been tuned into JTInTheRaw. If you think anybody you know, whatever business, whatever trade, whatever position they are in, could get any value out of today's show, around 7 lessons that I've learned from training for a fun run that are relevant for winning in business, I would love you to tag them in the comments below. Just share the show with them by tagging them in the comments below. I'd be really grateful for that. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I hope you have an amazing week coming up, and I will catch you guys next week. I'm going to be coming to you live from Canberra. I'm doing a full-day workshop with a whole bunch of Anytime Fitness clubs down in Canberra next Friday. So I'm going to come from you live from Australia's capital city. Quote of the week. Nearly finished. Quote of the week is this. It's a simple one. It's a short one. Run your own race. Don't worry about anybody else. Run your own race. If you like that, give me a love heart. Quote of the week is run your own race. Thanks for tuning in to JT in the Raw, show 113. It's been great having you on board, and I will catch you on the flip side.